Hello, everyone. Welcome. How's it going? Sorry, give me a second. I'll bring the puppy cam back. There you go. Puppy cam. Hi, everybody. How you doing? Happy Saturday. Did you have a nice night off last night? I did. We went for a big, long walk with Maple and the dog trainer. And then we went to the pub and had dinner and a beer. And then I went to a movie. And it was a good movie. And it was a good day yesterday. And then today, we also had a good day. Because I got home super late from my movie, Meg let me sleep in, which was very nice. And then once I got up, we took Maple for a huge long walk, like a 2-hour walk. We went all over the city. We went and got coffee beans, and we took her to the dog park and let her go for a rip in the dog park. And then we walked over to PetSmart. We bought her a whole variety of new treats. And then we walked her home, and she slept for a solid couple of hours because we walked her half to death. And while she was napping, I painted. I got to paint the other half of my Gundam. So now I have all of the gray parts and all of the red parts and all of the blue parts painted. So the next step after that is to gloss coat them all, and then I can panel line, and then I can matte coat them all, and then I will be able to assemble it and call it complete, which I am quite excited for. How am I liking airbrushing? I'm definitely liking it more as I figure out how to do it. So now that I have figured out more or less how to, I'm pretty competent at disassembling and reassembling the airbrush now. So cleaning it has become much easier. So I've gotten much more skillful at understanding how to clean my airbrush and how to make sure that it's spraying clean, and how to make sure that it's cared for. No chemical burns, no. And as I've started to dial in a feeling for paint consistency, my ability to paint them has also gotten much better. So I have a much better feel for how the paint is how liquid the paint is supposed to be. And when I have my paint consistency working well, the coverage is great. It goes on real nice, and it just looks awesome. So I'm really enjoying it so far. Twitch TV's Frank asks, you gloss clear then matte clear? Yes. You gloss clear because you can't panel line over matte clear. So you put a gloss coat on to protect the paint. Then you panel line over the gloss coat. And then if you want the matte finish, you put a matte coat over the gloss coat to bring back the matte finish. So anyhow, it's exciting. I've never painted a model before. I've never I did when I was little with brushes and spray cans, but I've never properly painted a model before. So it's exciting. It's exciting for me. Somebody in chat asked what movie I saw, and the answer is that I saw the movie. The movie I saw was called Women Talking. And let me tell you, it is what it says on the tin. It is a movie about women talking. It's also fantastic. It's phenomenal. It's so good. But the general story, or the nature of the plot, I guess, is it takes place in a Mennonite colony basically. They refer to it as a colony, but it's sort of like a compound. The movie, I don't know, it's not really a spoiler to say this, I guess. The movie takes place in, like, it's very rustic. Like, everything is very rustic, very low tech. But the movie ostensibly takes place in 2010. And there are some things that allude to the fact that it takes place in 2010 in the film. But anyhow, the gist of the movie is that the women of this Mennonite colony have been subject to a series of sexual assaults, and the men of the colony have essentially gaslit them into believing that it was the work of Satan, or that they were imagining it, or what have you, until one of the women actually catches one of the guys that's doing it, and when they catch him, he names the other people who've been doing it, and so they all get sent to jail. But then all the men of the colony start putting together bail money to bail the attackers out, and while they are doing this, the women of the colony convene to decide what they are going to do. And so all the men are away. The only people at the colony at this point in time are the women. And they have been told that when the attackers return, in order to remain in the community, they will need to forgive their attackers and carry on with their lives. And so the women convene to figure out how they're going to respond and what they're going to do. And the movie it's a bottle movie, basically. This is all the setup. This is all like the first few minutes of the movie setting this up. And the bottle movie is a group of 10 or 12 of these women who ultimately get nominated to determine the fates of the rest of the women in the colony. And it takes place over the 24 hours while the men are away, and it is them talking, and just different women of different ages and perspectives, and who have coped with the attacks they've been enduring in different ways, all just talking about what they should do and how they should continue to live their lives under these circumstances. And the movie is suspenseful and gripping from beginning to end. It takes place almost entirely in this one barn. For those of you who are concerned about the subject matter, they do not show any of the attacks in the movie. They do show the aftermath of some of them, but they don't actually show the attacks themselves. So it's all referenced, which in many cases makes it much worse, because you imagine what these women have gone through and what what they've had to endure. But as an exercise in acting, phenomenal. As an exercise in empathy, phenomenal. And as a movie of just like, the conflict is like all of these women trying to work together to figure out how to best move forward from what the circumstances they are in have led them to, is really good. It's a really, really good movie. It is. It's based on a book by a Canadian author. And the book is based on a true story. Although I gather that it is relatively loosely based on a true story. Yeah. Yeah. The based on a true story. Yeah. But Anyhow, really fantastic movie. I do recommend watching it. I It's one of those movies where like enjoy is maybe not the right word. But I found it completely gripping, and I found myself engrossed in the story and the arguments and the deliberations and the characters and their interactions with one another, and feeling for them, and generally just like, worried for what was going to happen to them all. So that's a good thing. That's how you want to connect with a movie. Anyhow, I think I probably rate it like right at the top of my Oscar ballot this year. Frankly, I have to put Everything Everywhere All at Once above it, because Everything Everywhere All at Once is amazing. But I think Women Talking is my number 2. Like it's that good. Among the 10 Best Picture nominees, which I have now seen all of, I think Women Talking rates number 2 for me. Oh, it's not that I think it's Oscar bait. It's actually, I wouldn't necessarily describe it as Oscar bait. It's like definitely a very acting movie, but I don't know. I don't like Oscar bait as a definition in general, so there we go. I know, she's being so good. She's standing on the little stool and getting treats and being groomed. She's being really good. Anyhow, it was a good movie. Very good movie. Really? She likes salmon skins? This is news. I've never heard this before. Yeah, she is being very good right now. Look at this puppy. Anyhow, before I move on completely, I will say Women Talking, not the feel-good movie of the year. But it does end on... it depends. I would not necessarily call it the feels movie of the year either. It's not... Depending on your perspective. For me, it wasn't a, tearjerker. But it ends on a hopeful note. So it resolves in a way that leaves you thinking, but leaves you not miserable. Maple's really, really enjoying that salmon skin. You took the salmon skin away, and then she was like, "No, I'm done on this. I'm done on the stool now." That's true. She is very majestic. Honestly, I almost missed the start of the movie last night. That was the worst part of my movie adventure. I left my departure a little too late. I mistimed it. And of course, there was yesterday, Friday, in the city of Vancouver. Sorry, technically it did happen in the city of Richmond. Yesterday, a dump truck driver driving along the highway during morning rush hour with the bed of his dump truck in the raised position drove into an overpass and jammed the trailer of his dump truck under the overpass like this into the road, causing massive traffic jams because they had to shut the whole highway down. They shut the one direction down. And then they also shut down the road on the overpass as well. And that road, it happened that road is the road that I would normally take to get to the only movie theater in town where this movie was showing. And so anyway, like, I timed out my time to go, but I got deeply engrossed in figuring out what my favorite movie of every year of my life. I did have a nap, that's true. But then I got engrossed in trying to figure out my favorite movie for every year of my life. And I left it too long. I left too late. And I had to take the long way there. And so I got to the movie theater at, like, the movie was at 9:40. I got to the movie theater at 9:47. And then I went to the concession stand and I got a soda and a popcorn. And then I bolted down the hall to the movie theater, assuming that the trailers would carry me through. And I walked into the theater just as the lights went down and the production credits came up. And I was like, yes! And took my seat just as the production credits were starting on the film. So I didn't miss any of the movie, but I came darn close. So that was my day yesterday. DR Fox says, looking at your list of movies across your life, I'm surprised Black Hawk Down came out in 2001. Okay, so a few things about the list. One, it's really hard. There are a lot of movies, there are a lot of years that had a lot of really good movies in them. Like, there are a lot of years that had a lot of movies in them that were really good. And it is very, very difficult to pick one for a given year and be like, this was my favorite movie that year. My favorite movie from that year. And, it's hard. It is not easy to come to those conclusions. But also, it is also, one of the experiences I had with it was frequently finding that there were movies that were coming out concurrent with one another that I didn't realize were, like, contemporaneous. Like, movie franchises overlapping and, like, weird stuff. And then, of course, you get into the last few years, like, recent, and you're like, oh, yeah, that was last year. It's like, no, that was 4 years ago. Oh yeah, that movie came out like last winter. No, that's half a decade old. The movies, like, in the last 5 years, basically every movie that came out in the last 5 years, that was yesterday. Anyhow, sorry, Sam Wonk. Training Day is good. Ocean's 11 is good. Black Hawk Down is my favorite movie that year. I don't know. Let's talk about my list. You all can critique my list if you want, but let's talk about my list. So, starting from the top, we have, the thing is, the list is not the best movie in every year. The list is my favorite movie in every year. Those are different things. The movie I would consider the best movie in a given year is not necessarily going to be my favorite movie in a given year. And when it came down to trying to split ties, my decisions came down to what movie would I most want to rewatch? Like, if I were going to sit down with a movie, which movie would I want to rewatch? And so I don't know what to tell you. I really love Black Hawk Down. I think it's a great movie. I like watching it. I'm a sucker for war movies. So anyhow, my list, starting from the top, 1983, Return of the Jedi. Sam says Octopussy. No, Return of the Jedi is my favorite movie of 1983. 84, Ghostbusters. 84 was easy. 84 was Ghostbusters. 85, Back to the Future. But Clue in close competition with Back to the Future. 86, Aliens. Orlanti is asking me to wait for some reason. Pourquoi? Princess Intel, you take those words out of your mouth. Back to the Future is not almost 50. You go right to hell. But yes, Orlantia, I am just slightly older than Return of the Jedi. Just barely. All right, 86, Aliens. 87, The Princess Bride. 88, Die Hard. 89, The Abyss. 90, The Hunt for Red October. 91, Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Did I see Return in theaters? I was like 4 months old. I don't think I saw Return of the Jedi in theaters, no. Samwalk, I like The Abyss. I really like The Abyss. Yes, the year Batman and the Last Crusade came out. It's tough, but I like The Abyss. I think The Abyss, again, a great movie. But The Last Crusade is also a great movie. Batman, also a great movie. For the record, I did see The Last Crusade in theaters at the age of 6. And I got scared. My mom had to take me into the lobby. For a few minutes, I got better, and then we went back in. But I did see The Last Crusade in theaters. So 91, Terminator 2, Judgment Day. 92, Batman Returns. Was it the skeleton? No, actually, I think it was the sewers. I don't remember all of the scenes, but I think is there a scene in the sewers, or am I conflating the movies? No, Crusade is not the Heart one. The Heart one is Temple of Doom. So 92, Batman Returns. 93, Jurassic Park. 94 is the one that got me heat on the Canadian Blu-ray Collectors Discord. 94, Speed. And everybody was like, not Pulp Fiction? And I was like, no. Pulp Fiction is fine. But Speed is my favorite movie from 1994. '95, GoldenEye. Surprise, surprise. 96, The Rock. 96 was another tough one. As I recall, there were like several movies in 96 that I was like, don't make me choose. But I settled on The Rock. I think 96 had the first Bad Boys in it. '97, The Fifth Element. The Fifth Element is just one of my favorite movies. '98, Saving Private Ryan. Again, one of my favorite movies of all time. There was no contest in '98. '99 is The Matrix, the year cinema changed. There's like no alternative in '99. It had to be The Matrix. 2000 is another one that I think people are going to be particularly surprised by, which is The Emperor's New Groove. Yeah, Sam Wonk went X-Men, and I'm not surprised, but I gotta say, I think it's The Emperor's New Groove. 2001 is Black Hawk Down. 2002, Spider-Man. 2003, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pool. The Black Pool? Curse of the Black Pearl. 2004, Spider-Man 2. Yes. Yes, it has. Pirates of the Caribbean is 20 years old this year. Samwalk, I am allowed to put Pirates of the Caribbean above Master and Commander, and I did. Once again, favorite, not best. (2005) is Serenity. But Serenity was when I actually changed the list. My gut feel for 2005 was actually The Producers. And then I came back to it and was like, no. I cannot legitimately go with The Producers. I think I need to fix it. But Serenity was my pick for 2005. But I do like The Producers. The Producers is really good, too. That was a close one. There was another one earlier on. 96, I want to say. I think originally I had 96 as My Cousin Vinny, but then I was like, I can't actually say that's my favorite movie from that year because I've only seen it once. But it is like a legitimately fantastic movie. My Cousin Vinny is great, but I've only seen it once. Whereas The Rock, I have watched like 4 or 5 times. Sam Hook says, okay, get 2006 right, damn you. 2006 is Casino Royale. One of the best action movies ever made, period. 2007 is another year that I had to like really toss up around the movies that I wanted to put at the top. But 2007, I went with Sunshine. But there are a lot of movies in 2007 that could top the list for that year. It was just one of those years. Following 2007, 2008, obvious choice, Iron Man. But let me tell you, 2008, also a year that was like ridiculously stacked. 2008 had Scott Pilgrim versus the World. 2008 had Speed Racer. But I gotta go with Iron Man. 2009, Star Trek reboot. I'm expecting to get hate for that, but I'll commence your flaming now. But Star Trek 2009 was my favorite movie from that year. 2010, Inception. Speed Racer, I will fight you, Orlantia. Speed Racer is a masterwork. Speed Racer is so good, most people didn't understand how good it was. Yes, I can listen for the dog. I will listen for the dog. I will listen for the dog.
Hey, chat. Can you make sure Matt actually listens for the dog?
I will listen for the dog.
Not just waits until I get home.
I'll listen for the dog.
That is the one thing I am asking for you, Chad.
You haven't asked me to do anything if I hear the dog, but I'll listen for the dog.
I swear to God, Matt.
If the dog needs to be taken out, I'll take the dog out. It's
she
fine.
may require some gentle shh.
I'll take the dog out. Don't worry.
I just took her out. So, she's not going to piss herself.
Okay. But she'll be fine.
I'll be back.
All right. Thank you, Meg. The year of Serenity. I think the actual top two in 2005 were between Serenity and Batman Begins was 2005 as well. But I still think Serenity is my favorite movie from that year. I don't know. It's hard to say. I really like Batman Begins. All right, so 2010. Yes, 2010 was stacked. My answer for 2010 is Inception. Inception is my favorite movie of the year in 2010. (2011) Fast 5. (2012) Once again, obvious answer, The Avengers. (2013) Gravity. 2014 was another tough year for me to pick. 2014, I ended up settling on Captain America: The Winter Soldier, but it is basically a dead heat with Interstellar. His anti says, that was 10 years ago? Jesus. Eva Krytos responds, yeah, nearly your entire life. His anti says, I saw Gravity in theaters, you ass. To which I respond, how did the 3D work from your booster seat? So anyhow, 2013, Gravity. 2014, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. 2015, Mad Max: Fury Road. By the way, Mad Max: Fury Road was 8 years ago. And now we get into the stretch of the list that is like full-blown time distortion. 2016, favorite movie of the year, Moana. 2017. Yeah, 7 years ago. 2017, Blade Runner 2049. (2018), 5 years ago, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Half a decade ago was Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. 2019, Avengers Endgame. And then we get into the pandemic and literally nothing came out. 2020, Tenet, because there were very few other choices. 2021, Encanto, which was 2 years ago, by the way. And 2022, Everything Everywhere All at Once. So there we go. That's my favorite movie every year. So no, not Dune. And the reason is that I didn't actually like Dune that much. It was very pretty. Like, it was gorgeous, but I didn't actually enjoy it that much. Current frontrunner for this year, I think we're probably too early. But let me have a quick look at my my diary for the year. What have I seen this year? So movies I've seen in 2023 so far. I saw Tar, which came out in 2022. I saw Plane, which came out in 2023. I saw Missing, also came out in 2023. Oh, I've only seen 3 movies that came out in 2023 so far this year. Knock at the Cabin, Missing, and Plane are the only movies I've seen this year that came out in 2023. And so of those 3, Missing is by far the winner. How do I choose Speed over the likes of The Lion King, Pulp Fiction, Forrest Gump, and Shawshank Redemption? Because I really like Speed. All of those are great movies. But if I had to pick one I'd want to watch right now, it would be Speed. It's just how it is. Shawshank is a great movie. I'm not talking down Shawshank. If I was going to watch a movie, it would be Speed. All right, Orlantia, thank you for the cheer of 200 bits. And it is now time for us to proceed. Tibor says, what pisses me off is every Canadian streaming service removed Shawshank. That's why I own it on 4K. Then I don't have to worry about it. Wow, Samwalk, that's rude. I only call your taste terrible when you express terrible taste. You're not allowed to do it to me. under the same circumstances. All right, let's move on. Anyhow, this digression brought to you by Reddit. The movie per year thing was inspired by a Reddit post. For the record, does anybody want to know? Let me see if I can find this post because it was just the other day. It was somebody posting their favorite movies for every year of their life. But I can't remember if it was here. Here it is. I just turned 31 this past week. Here is my collection of my favorite movies for every year I've been alive. And so now you can compare their choices against mine. Their list is Disney's Aladdin, Schindler's List, Shawshank Redemption, Before Sunrise, Scream, Scream 2, Mulan, 10 Things I Hate About You, Dancer in the Dark, The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, Catch Me If You Can, Lost in Translation, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, The Squid and the Whale, The Prestige, Mamma Mia, Hot Fuzz, 500 Days of Summer, Black Swan, Crazy Stupid Love, Starlet, Short Term 12? It is indeed Short Term 12. Birdman, The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance, Mr. Right, Arrival, Baby Driver, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Jojo Rabbit, 9 Days, Last Night in Soho, Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's their list. Last Night in Soho was pretty good, but I don't think it was my favorite movie of 2020. God damn it. 2 years ago. All right, let's move on. It's time. Let's move on. First up, here is my phone. Here is my phone cable, which is perfectly normal and not at all broken. Everybody, please brace your ear holes. In other news, just for the record, my phone has run out of available space on it. And the reason it has run out of available space on it is because it is full of 110 gigabytes worth of pictures and video. The reason it is full of 110 gigabytes of pictures and video is because I have never actually deleted the photos off my iPhone since I got an iPhone in 2008. And of course, the way iPhones work is that when you get a new iPhone, you plug it in to your computer and you set it up using the same settings as the previous iPhone and sync it with all of your previous stuff. So I've just been daisy chaining my photo library from 2008 from phone to phone. So anyhow, I decided, after backing up my phone the other day, I decided, like, I need to fix this. And so I plugged it into my laptop, and I like imported all the photos into iPhoto, which filled the SSD on my laptop completely, to the extent that I had to start deleting programs off my laptop to make room for more photos and videos. So at that point, I was like, okay, we officially have a problem. So then I exported my entire photo library out of iPhoto onto a USB hard drive, and took that to my desktop PC, plugged it in, and am now trying to import all of the photos that I exported from iPhoto into the Windows Photo app so that I can manage my photos on my PC, so that I can delete all the photos off my phone and only put photos on my phone that I want to keep on my phone. But this has turned into quite an involved ordeal. So I've also made the problem much worse, because I still have 110 gigabytes of phone photos, but now I also have that 110 gigabytes of photos on my phone, on my laptop, and on a hard drive, and replicated twice on my desktop PC at the moment, because I haven't finished. The dog did not bark as far as I could hear.
Good.
But I did listen.
I have good news and bad news.
Yes.
What do you want first?
I'm guessing the bad news is that they were sold out of the tiramisu by the time you got there.
That is the bad news. Would you like the good news?
What is the good news?
There's going to be more tomorrow.
Okay,
They only have so much every day. So they're out of pints for today. But she said that there would be some tomorrow. So we just have to go earlier in the day. You want to know the other good news?
What's the other good news?
I got some loonies back for the jars.
Okay.
So now we can just get them on our dog walk in the morning. Instead of, or not in the morning, but in the afternoon, instead of having to bring the jars over.
Okay.
You want to know the other good news?
What's that?
We now have 2 loonies for whatever people use for these days.
Okay. This is your fault.
For that?
I did. That was the first peep she's made since you left, and it's because you're back in the house, and so she's lonely. This is your fault. She did not make a peep the entire time I was
believe
here.
you. I'm her favorite. I'm going to go play my Switch.
Okay. Thanks, Meg. Meg went on a quest to go buy a pint of ice cream, or 2. Some number of pints of ice cream. I assume Meg was going to get one as well. Because Ernest Ice Cream currently has tiramisu ice cream, which is, as they say in the industry, the good shit. And apparently they sold out. But they will have more tomorrow. So we didn't get the tiramisu ice cream today, which is basically how I end up Uber Eatsing myself a slice of tiramisu tonight after my stream.
Language.
But tomorrow, we should find ourselves availed of some pints of tiramisu ice cream. Alrighty, thing the second, Garcon, can I have a drum roll, please? Delicious, nutritious Coca-Cola, 0 sugar. Taste the rainbow. Oh my god. I came so close. So close. to saying delicious and nutritious Coca-Cola pregnant pause with rum in it just to piss Zandai off. I came so close to saying it and then having to walk it back, but I thought better of it. I did not throw a curveball. The trick is I cracked it open, and then while I was sitting here like this, just tip a shot of rum into the can. Maybe it's that new special rum already in Coke Zero. Or crack one and drink from a pre-prepped can. Yeah, that's the real trick. Have a can ready to go. All right, that's our traditions out of the way, which means it is now time to play our video game. So let me fix my display settings and then hit play and then wait for the game to boot. And here we go. Brownie points. Thank you very much for the resub. Now for 17 months. Wow, I don't keep the Gunpla cam set up. The Gunpla cam is the same camera that my other cameras are. You get Gunpla cam or Puppy cam. Now we get to sit here and wait. Waiting in a queue. AMA. I'm saying I need yet another cam. That's right. So remember to subscribe at tier 3. Talk, talk, talk. Talk, talk. Samwalk, I'm hearing a lot of needing to get good emanating from your side of chat. Oh, Kalkaya! If you're looking for a place to wet your whistle, Scrag, I'd advise you to turn tail and run. Captain Rowson is in no mood to be entertaining customers this eve, and even when she ain't particularly good at it. Though maybe dealing with a customer's the sort of shite that might shake her from her doldrums. But if you mean to venture inside the missing member... It's called the missing member? Maybe I don't want to go inside. You best remember to pay your proper respects to the captain, lest you be afraid of going missing. Kneeling afore her would be a good start. Ah! Oh, so he knows his place. Good. If only the Krakens had the same sense of propriety. Bastards keep seizing every Garlean ship before we can take a crack at him. 'Tis a sorry state of affairs when your crew's reduced to preying on the leavings of that mangy bunch of man-boys. Me younger self would be right disappointed with how far we've fallen. Oh. So you do know something of me pain, but your sympathy ain't worth more'n a pint of piss. It's well and good we got the Admiral's permission to capture Garlean ships, but what's the use if you keep on getting beat to your prey? We built our reputation reeving right off the coast of Vilbrand, not sailing a dozen malms into the bleeding sea. The few Imperial dogs found in Lominson territory get snatched by krakens hunting in open waters. I rallied me crew's spirits when I said we were reviving the old ways, but after all our struggles, they seem resigned to letting those bastards have all the fun. Huh, you trying to make light of me dilemma. Don't push your luck, Scrag, or I'll gut you with a hook like a regular pirate. Wait, that's it! We are pirates, goddammit, so we should think like pirates. Bugger keeping Leminson waters safe. We'll raid supply shipments to the Garlean outposts along the coasts of Aldenard. It's so bleeding simple. I don't know why I didn't think of this afore. Thank you for your unintended inspiration, Scrag. To think I almost had you fed to the sharks. Up. I gather your meeting with the Cap went well. I could hear her cackling all the way out here. Well, whatever you did, thank you for doing it. Last thing we needed was her going on another rampage, running deck swabs, ruining deck swabs, and leaving us with less meat. Tain't easy playing the Admiral's rules, but if anyone can find a way, Captain Rosen can. Okay, where am I at the moment? Hop. 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 Hooray. The lower decks. Maybe we'll run into Boimler down here. Room. Excuse me, sir, but might you have a moment or two to spare? You seem the type who enjoys being accosted for menial tasks, and I require someone to make a delivery to the dutiful sisters of the Edelweiss. I am somebody who likes to be harassed with demeaning or menial tasks. I wouldn't be surprised if you hadn't heard of them. The sisters prefer not to advertise their presence here in Limsa. They do, however, provide a rather unique service of which the Bruguer Consortium has recently been the beneficiary. I would have you deliver this package to their doorman, Lawnward, along with our profuse gratitude. This spot's busy. Any good names in here? Service Lupus.
Sweetnix is beauteous goblet and crafty smart trade maker. Sweetnix makes busy deal with uplanders. Need deliver letter to gate of Milvan. But Sweetnix has shiver shakes. Uplander walks to gate of Milvan for Sweetnix. Uplander delivers letter to tax lady Patasha.
Sure thing, Gobbo. Pelvis Restley! That guy's name was Pelvis Restley. Woo! This is why you gotta watch the name cards. Max Punch. User, adventurer, I have work for you. I would have you pose as a customer and survey the market's current prices. Surely I did not see you balk at so simple a task. All you need do is strike up a conversation with the shop owners and glance over their wares. There are 3 merchants that interest me: Iron Thunder, Kyoko Rune, and Siney Hill. Write down all you see on the price list and hand it to Bane Singh on West Hawker's Alley. He shall reward you for your service. Iron Thunder. Well met, lad. Cast your peepers over these beauties. Not a spot of rust to be found. Every piece fresh from the... Every piece fresh from the forges of Naldik and Vimelis. Oh my, oh dear. My cask of ale is gone, and it had to be the one ordered by someone who doesn't brook tardiness. I would bring the matter to the Maelstrom, or perhaps seek help from the Yellow Jackets, but my client would likely frown on involving anyone official. An adventurer such as yourself, though, would be capable of doing a little unofficial investigating. Will you find the stolen ale for me? It was right outside Fisherman's Bottom. Someone surely saw something. What's that? You would have the client's name? Oh, none of that. Discretion creates opportunities. Now, go to Fisherman's Bottom and make your inquiries before this cold of mine grows worth. The bloody executioners. trying to read the names, but they're all overlapping. Oh, hello.
Kyokorun welcome, customer. Kyokorun loves his lovely trade. Kyokorun's good, are goodly made.
Riesling Wanderlust. A fine evening to you, sir. What can I interest you in? Why, you seem interested in most everything, don't you? Is this another one of those investigations? Well, I have nothing to hide. You're the one who made a list for Swazblat? All right, let's have it then. Swazblat. Have I done the first dungeon? The answer is no. I have done no dungeons. Nothing wrong with the market as far as I can tell. You oftentimes get pirates selling stolen goods at cutthroat prices, and that drives the numbers down right across Ocker's Alley. Thanks to these reports, though, we can tell at a glance when shady dealings are taking place. Good work, lad. Yeah, that was well worth my 50 XP. Well worth my 50 XP. Matcha parfait. God money. Hello, Pataja. Where is Sweetnix with those import records? Without the Bopper documentation, I'm afraid we shall have to expel him from the city. Why, these are Sweetnix's records. Glad I am to see they were submitted in time. Honestly, you would think that goblin would have lost his fear of our offices by now. Every month he is to submit these papers, and every month his tardiness forces me to consider his removal. As long as one follows proper procedure, Limsa Laminsa is quite welcoming to foreign traders. Pray convey these words to Sweetnix. Perhaps it will aid in soothing the poor goblin's fears. Here at Mailvan's Gate, we inspect all the goods that are imported into Limsa Laminsa and collect duty as the law requires. Some merchants, however, seek to evade this obligation, and we must chase them down. I would be grateful if you could deliver these 2 ledgers, one to a man named Sundimal, whom you will find at the Octant, and the other to a woman named Letitia, who works at the Bismarck. If you are uncertain, something was said that I missed. Welcome to the Arcanist Guild. It's here that we research and develop the field of Arcanimia. Or Arcanima. Arcanima is the science of employing arcane geometries, intricate patterns that map the unlocked mysteries of existence and draw forth and manipulate the body's etheric energies. If you prefer an arcane art built on structured thought and precise reasoning, then your discerning intellect may find a home here at our guild. Might you consider enrolling yourself as an initiate? Not right now. Because this is a combat job, right? I guess it doesn't matter. You display an admirable measure of self-awareness. The path of the Arcanist would be rocky indeed should you lack the requisite intellectual curiosity. Battle Accountant. I love it. Seth McDevitt, Combat Accountant. Oh, man. Now I need to make a here that looks like me and name it Seth McDevitt and take the Arcanist job. New character. Okay. Confirm.
Uh-huh.
Confirm.
Uh-huh.
I am definitely smooth. I can have little a muscle tone as a treat. Face. I don't know which one looks most like me. Definitely not that. Where's the slightly doughy one? I don't have cheekbones that you could cut glass with. That one. Now we're going to in the direction of pasty white. The closest hairstyle to my own. That one so far. Where are my fades at? It's gonna be that one. Okay. Hair color. Blonde. Jaw. Eye shape. I don't know what shape my eyes are. I literally don't know what shape my eyes are. 6. Iris size. Big. Eye color. Steely blue. Not quite that steely. More gray than that. Eyebrows. What do I even look like? Done. Facial features. Thanks, I hate it. Actually, Seth McDevitt had no facial hair, but all right, which one sounds like me? I mean, that's not far off. Oh no. All right, I'm going with 1. There we go. That's as close as I'm able to get. We're going to go save slot 2. Who remembers Seth McDevitt, combat accountant? Seth. Huh, it got posted to Reddit r/accounting at one point or another. September 6th. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September 6th. Confirm. Who cares? Change in space, soils and harvests, underworld, god of commerce. There we go. We are going disciples of magic, arcanist. Okay. Ha! Well, I can make Seth McDevitt on Siren. There we go. We have made Seth McDevitt combat accountant. Oh, I have to actually begin the game with this character. All right, back to work. All right, let's carry on with our actual objectives for the day. Where am I going? Fisherman's Guild. We represent the Fisherman's Guild. I think I've done that before. Fisherman's Guild. Let's go. Oh, this means that I can finally learn to fish. And then we'll never make any progress in this game ever again. Mulika. Well, a well-wishing welcome to you, adventurer friend. You've worked your way to Fisherman's Bottom. When you want to fish for just a day, you can call Culinarian, but we fishermen feast for life. I've set the bait. Think you're ready to bite? Do I wish to join the Fisherman's Guild? Yes. Hooray! Hooray! Looks like we've got a live one. Let me walk you through the life of a fisherman in Limsa, Laminsa. Since we're surrounded by the seas, the fishing sites are a fisherman's delight. If you can't fish it here, you can't fish it anywhere. While some of us rope our fish in with rods and reels, others skim the seabed with nets for creepy crawly critters. You might say we cast a wide net. People prattle about our pullers just about everywhere in Lisa. And there's much more I haven't mentioned. We shepherd the ships, preside over ports, manage the mongers, all while making sure not to leave any adventurers out to sea. I'll wager you prefer to work alone, so we'll start you off with the rod and reel. Now, you may not necessarily net the numbers net fishing yields, but pole fishing positively pulls prettier prizes. And that's the long and short of it. When you're ready for another bite of bait, I'll reel you in before the guildmaster. I'd hate to hear you had a change of heart. Haven't you? Spoken truly like a truly bespoke fisherman. Well then, it's time you meet the guildmaster. But unfortunately, and somewhat ironically, our nefarious netmaster is out fishing at the moment. This moment and every moment, that is. So, Sissapoo tends to tasks that require tending to, such as deciding whether you'll sink or swim with our guild. Sissapoo's presiding over those pools whenever you decidedly decide to say hello. She might seem somewhat standoffish, but she's only keeping an eye out for sharks. Be yourself and you have nothing to worry about.
Yes, save your breath. I heard every word between you and Mulika, so yes, I know she told you my role here. As she said, a while ago is supposed to be the guild master, but apparently he has bigger fish to fry, so all his work falls to me. That includes making sure our new fish aren't shellfish idiots or potential anemones. You've passed the first test by not laughing at that awful joke. Now you only need the right answer to this question. Are you prepared to fish like you've never fished before?
Yes. I love that the dialogue box also said, "Are you prepared to fish like you've never fished before?" That's cute.
Now, this wouldn't be much of a guilt if we set you out to sea with only a pole and a prayer, so I suppose I can spare you a few pearls of wisdom. Nevertheless, you're still going to need that pole and prayer, so I can at least provide you with the former. Here you go. 1 out of 2 isn't bad. I'll even throw in these lugworms, since you're not like to get far without bait. The rods we bestow on our new fish are priceless objects, which is to say they don't cost anything. Once you know what you're doing, you'll probably want a proper one. But in the meantime, let's see if you can figure out how to hold your pole.
Sounds like my first time.
Ready the one I gave you and your lessons can begin. You're looking quite formidable. Let's hope you don't scare all the fish away. Now, the first rule of fishing is to hold on to your rod. Take care of your rod, and your rod will take care of you.
Good advice for life.
Let me know if I'm going too fast for you. Since you're new here, we're going to start small, and they don't come much smaller than anchovies. You'll find schools of anchovies swimming around outside in Galadian Bay, so you can catch your meager supper without even walking 10 yalms. Anchovies are hardly the most cunning fish in the sea, making them an ideal first assignment. Simply bait a hook with some of those lugworms I gave you, dip it in the water, and the fish will practically catch themselves. To catch lemons and anchovies for Sissapoo, first select a suitable lure using the bait action. Next, approach the water and use the cast action to begin fishing. When you feel a tug on your line, use the hook action to reel in your catch.
Fishing log. Your fishing log contains invaluable information on everything from fishing hole locations to detailed fish data to personal records. The log can be found under logs in your main menu. To fish, you must first change your class to fisher by equipping a rod in your main hand. The body of water you are near, if the body of water you are near is fishable, the icon for the cast action will glow. Determine a bait to apply to your line by selecting the bait action and then check marking the desired item from the list that appears. Some bait can only be used in certain locations for landing certain types of fish. Bait and tackle can be harvested, made by disciples of the hand, or purchased from various merchants or fieldcraft vendors. Always make sure your inventory is stocked before heading out into the wild. Sisapu of the Fisherman's Guild wants to order a new fishing boat.
The calamity really knocked the wind out of the fishing industry's sails, but the fisherfolk are starting to return to the seas once more. It's past time I did the same. But before I can put out to sea again, I'd need to have a new boat built. Our guild has always commissioned Naldic and Vimelis for its crafts, but they are beastly busy these days. If you want for something to do, mayhap you could run over to the Armorers Guild and consult with Forgemaster Hananza in my stead. I would know how long we might expect to have to wait.
Fishin'! After using the cast action to cast your line into the water, you need simply sit back and wait for a bite. When a fish bites, you will not only see the line being tugged, but hear it. While a fish is on the line, use the hook action to attempt to reel in your catch. Your chances of successfully reeling in a fish after hooking it are directly affected by the fish type and your gathering rating. Bait. Lugworm. Close. Cast. I leveled up. I got a finger shrimp. That's not a sardine. We need 5 anchovies. There we go. Anchovy the first. I assume it is possible to create a fishing script and have the game just fish on your behalf. Mom kelp. I don't want kelp. Oh, that reminds me, I still owe a joke. I even looked up a joke, and then I apparently closed the jokes page. Who is the coolest guy at the hospital? The hip replacement doctor. We've got 3 anchovies. does the chum ability do? Reduces the amount of time for the next fish to bite. Huh. All right, so we're never doing anything else in Final Fantasy 15 or 14 again. So all fishing all the time now. The problem is that to buy fishing clothes, I need to use the bounty board or the auction house board, and I'm on the free trial and I can't. To be fair to Final Fantasy 15, fishing in Final Fantasy 15 was the only fun thing to do in that game. Oh, there are NPC vendors who sell generic crafting and gathering class clothes. Nice. There we go. We got our anchovies and we hit level 6.
Anchovies swim off every shore in Limsa Lominsa, so you can bring them back from anywhere you like, so long as it's not the fishmongers. Here, Chovy Chovy, here, Chovy Chovy. Fair flock of feisty fish you've got, Giddy Guppy. Careful they don't slip out of sight. Wawalago? To what do we owe the pleasure?
Wah! A guildmaster's got to get after the guppies, dividing the daily drudgery, picking out a proper potable and some such support service.
And who gets after the guildmaster? We have books to balance, you know. Books you should be balancing.
I did my best to balance the books, but the bilge keel bent the bow back, bouncing the whole batch off the boat.
That's not what... You know it was just an expression. That's neither here nor there. So long as you keep at the bit, Uuzela, our books will balance themselves. Don't let that go to your head, of course. Any beginner can snag some anchovies, but you'll need to experiment with different lures and explore new waters if you want to catch the big ones.
Fundamentals are fine, but the fun is fishing for new finds. Like my uncle always said, fishing's like philandering. You never know what you'll catch.
Meg just said, wow, from the other room.
And with those well-spoken words of wisdom, we will leave you to your wiles.
The next Fisher quest will be available from Sissipu upon reaching level 5. It's all okay.
I smell that you haven't been neglecting your duties. A commendable attitude. No one's ever gotten worse at anything by practicing. No one I know, at least. Then again, You can't expect the same old tricks to work with new fish. Big ones don't grow to be that way, chasing everything that wiggles on a hook. To catch the fish you want, you must first know what the fish wants. Only once their prize is at stake can you tantalize and tempt your prey to taste the forbidden tackle. Anchovies may be willing to settle for lugworms, but harbor herring have a discerning palate that prefers pillbugs. But don't take my word for it, go and see for yourself. Pick up some pillbugs from Cinnahill over in West Hawks Alley, then use them to catch 3 local harbor herring. Like anchovies, they can be caught right outside. In case you've a mind to return to your previous spot, you should know that fish aren't as foolish as most might think. Keep casting your line in the same waters, and you'll find that fewer folk will take the bait.
Phil Snow has news that should be of interest to any self-respecting fisher, no matter how seasoned. Well, if it ain't Uzela, you may have just taken up your rod, but anyone can see you've got the keen eye of a fisherman, and I reckon you're looking to keep that eye keener still. Bigger fish, more exotic locales. Aye, that's what we all seek, ain't it? And it just so happens I can tell you how to find them. You see, the Fisherman's Guild has just finished constructing a vast boat equipped for voyages on the high seas. Far as I know, Captain Forzagill is looking for a band of fishermen adventurous enough to brave the deepest fishing hole of them all. If you think you've the stones for it, I'm sure he'll be glad to take you on. Okay, so that's Rogue. Good for what ails you. Speak with people around Fisherman's Bottom. Looking for a Dodozan's cask of ale. Hey? Aye, I'll help you. Dodozan ain't a bad sort for a Swyven trader. There was a toper asking after the cask, wanted to know if it was ale, the poxy fool.
You hear about Commodore Raynor's investigation, and you want to board a ferry bound for Aleport. Once you arrive in western Lanosia, though, you'd best pay a visit to the Hall of the Novice before you blunder into Satasha. The Adventurers Guild runs the hall, and the folk there will prepare you. Train you with the skills you'll need to face the dangers undoubtedly waiting for you in the Sea Grot. The hall is on the way to Satasha, just north of Aleport. Head inside, and one of the seasoned adventurers will take you in hand. Best of luck to you, friend.
Aye, this is the dutiful Sisters of the Edelweiss, a house of deep reflection and meditation. So unless you've proper business with us, you can kindly bugger off. What's this then? A parcel from the Bruguer Consortium, eh? Let's have a peek inside. Oh, walnut bread and ginger cookies, and a few of them Bismarck finger sandwiches too. Them consortium culls know the right way to show appreciation. Some of them sisters have unholy appetites, so I'd best save a few bites for myself before I take this inside. You let Janeshim know we're always here should her boss have need of us again. Strength 3, Strength 3. Oh, those are the same. Best gear. Equip. Okay. Okay. How do I create a gear set? Create a new gear set. Pugilist. There we go.
If you have business with me, be quick about it. My ferry and my next great adventure await. My journal! Why, I thought I had lost it forever. Pardon my rudeness, friend. Perhaps I should have stopped after 19 flagons. Ha ha! Did you steal a glance at its pages, perchance? No? A shame, that. For this book contains, how might I say it? A record of my numerous adventures. Quite the inspiring read, if I do say so myself, which I believe I just did. Ha ha! If you've the air of an adventurer about you... you've the air of an adventure about you, if one's still untested. But take heart, even the most accomplished adventurer, and I speak from personal experience, was once a whelp with more dreams than sense. Were there only some way for me to repay your... Oh, but of course! I've a fresh journal right here that might as well have your name on it. Why not keep a record of your own? That way, one day we might regale each other with stories of our deeds. And with that, I shall be off for adventure, and a flagon or 20 of the realm's finest ale calls me. Fare you well on your journey, and next time you find yourself at the wench, do thank that Alezen fellow for his generosity. Ha ha!
You now have access to the challenge log, which will serve as a record of your adventuring exploits. To open it, select logs from the main menu, followed by challenge log. Challenge log. The challenge log is what I have to deal with every time I don't eat enough fiber. The challenge log contains a list of adventuring objectives across a wide range of categories. Completing any one of these objectives will earn you rewards. Completion status is reset on a weekly basis, and it is possible to undertake the challenges repeatedly. Each unique challenge you complete counts towards the overall completion category, which yields additional rewards. As you progress in level and advance in the scenario, more challenging objectives will become available, giving you the chance to garner richer bonuses.
After a cask. Well, can't rightly say if it's your cask, but there was a big fella come by recently carrying one. He asked me if I had smoked Mackies that would go down nice with ale. Tain't the only thing I know, neither. The louse wore black, and you know what that means. The bloody executioners.
Did I see somebody walk by with a cask of ale? Why, sure. It was during the afternoon offloading. Fella didn't look like a thief, though. Hoisted the cask and walked right on over to the Astalicia. Astalicia. This is just the lower decks? It is just the lower decks. Okay. Just so I know where I'm going. Uh-oh. I've done myself a bamboozle. Hawker's Alley is there. Etherite Plaza.
You've delivered the package as I requested. Very good. I shall pass on the sister's sentiments to my superior. What manner of services do the dutiful sisters provide? Continue your stay in Limsa Laminsa and you'll likely find out soon enough. In fact, if you're confident in your abilities and comfortable with the unconventional, you might wish to approach them yourself.
Oh, I just hit level 20.
A ledger from Melvian's Gate, you say? Yet more outstanding duty payments. When will those merchants ever learn? Very well, if I catch sight of any offenders, I shall drag them to the gate, kicking and screaming if needs be. One more ledger bound for the Bismarck, you say? Follow this path to the upper decks and you'll find the place.
Okay, and then around behind me here.
Outlander, delivered letter to Kate Wheel Van. Outlander has wide heart and swift legs. Tax lady, Patasha has kind backwards for Sweetnix. Sweetnix has outflow of joy for tax lady Patanshna. Sweetnix is happy gobby. Gives Uplander jingly shine.
Keep your jingly shine to yourself. Oh yeah, that person's name is just Goth Girl. Okay, so the music in this zone goes ba ba da ba. And every time I hear it, as with every song having like links to other things, I hear the hangar music from Star Wars Rogue Squadron. Ba 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 da ba 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 da da. I can. Ah! Da 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 da.
Beg your pardons, good sir, but you are an adventurer, are you not? I realize this is sudden, but we urgently need help restocking our larders. We are in the midst of preparing a full-course meal for soon-arriving guests, but I fear we are short on fresh lamb for the main course. I would be grateful if you could procure 4 slices for us. I dare say it would be quickest to obtain these directly from the source. Wild lambs. In case you're unfamiliar with the creatures, I suggest you speak with Abelfar, a sentry stationed in Bulwark Hall, just below the Drowning Winch. Drowning Winch. Blah, blah, blah.
Tax evaders among our patrons, you say? Goodness me. I dare say this may well put an end to their appetite, but this is in the best interests of the city-state. If any of the merchants named in this ledger come to dine with us, I shall see that Milvan's Gate is notified without delay.
We spare no effort to ensure that all our patrons enjoy the finest food and hospitality, and so it is doubly hurtful when someone decides to leave without settling the bill. Nearly a bell ago, a first-time patron did just that. Rasushmo is the one who lovingly prepared the man's meal. She is quite upset by the whole affair and has taken it upon herself to draw an illustration of the offender. Might I trouble you to deliver it to the Yellow Jackets on our behalf? Rasushmo should be done adding the finishing touches by now.
I beg your pardons, good sir, but this is the Culinarians Guild. If you are here to dine at the Bismarck, one of our waiters will be along shortly to show you to your... Well, you're not a patron. Might I assume, then, that you wish to become a culinarian? If so, I wholeheartedly recommend you join the Culinarians Guild, where one may learn the culinary arts under the finest chefs in all the realm. What say you? Sure. Wonderful! Then without further ado, I shall acquaint you with the history of our guild. You are doubtless aware that Limsa has long been the gastronomic capital of Eorzea. The city's rich culinary tradition is the product of a unique combination of factors. The first is our proximity to the fertile land and plentiful seas of Vilbrand, which have ever yielded bounteous produce. The second is our standing as the realm's foremost trading port, which grants us access not only to exotic ingredients from faraway shores, but also foreign merchants versed in their use. We are, in short, the beneficiaries of culinary knowledge from every corner of the world. Until recently, knowledge of this kind was passed on solely through word of mouth, and was therefore susceptible to corruption and loss. But that all changed when one man made it his mission to catalog every recipe of note. His name was Admiral Guloskif Baldwinson. Guloskif Baldwinson, also known as Mast Cleaver. The man's love of fine cuisine was such that at sea he would regularly spend as much time preparing meals in the galley as giving commands on the bridge. This just sounds like a very negligent captain. It was none other than he who founded the Culinarians Guild and codified cooking methodology. Today, this guild carries on Baldwinson's legacy, though the scope of our endeavors has expanded significantly. Not content with simply preserving existing recipes, we labor tirelessly to devise wholly novel culinary creations with which to delight the senses. To this end, our doors are open to folk from all walks of life, including adventurers such as your good self. One may liken our guild to a great pot of stew, and each member to an ingredient imparting a unique flavor. As with every dish, however, adding ingredients willy-nilly is certain to spoil the taste. Before you may take your place in the pot, you must be deemed a worthwhile addition by Guildmaster Lingsath, a man whose passion for cookery burns hotter than any oven. Before troubling him, I must warn you that ours is a truly sweltering kitchen. As such, you would be well advised to ask yourself, can I stand the heat? If you earnestly believe that you can, speak to me once more and I shall be glad to guide you through the enrollment process. Can you stand the heat? So, have you the resolve to walk the path of the culinarian? Wonderful! Then you must speak to Guildmaster Lingsath at once. This will come as no surprise, but he is the finest chef in Limsa. His skill and dedication are second to none. You will find the Guildmaster up the stairs yonder, keeping a watchful eye on his charges. Impress upon him your desire to learn, and he will surely find a place for you in his stew. By which I mean the guild. I like his hat. Good hat. Well met, venturer. I take it you want to join our guild. Let's have a good look at you then. Ah! What's an underfed whelp like you know about cooking? Judging by them scrawny arms of yours, you'd struggle to lift a spoon, never mind a skillet. Ha ha ha! I jest. It don't take muscle to be a culinarian. Else, it don't even take talent. At least, not on its own. No, son, more than anything else, becoming a good cook boils down to passion.
If you got that, there ain't nothing you can't achieve. So tell me, have you got it?
Yes.
That's the spirit. Your passion for the culinary arts is plain to see. And you'll be needing every bit of it if you want to become a master culinarian. Why, if mastery was a 12-course dinner, I'd hardly have finished the soup. Make no mistake, our trade's as tough as old mutton, and passion's the only thing that gets through the grizzly bits. But enough talk. What do you call yourself? Well then, Zayla, welcome to the guild. To mark the occasion, I present ye with your very own skillet. Ain't much to look at, but it'll more than serve a novice like yourself. Now then, let's see whether you can tell which end's which. Aye, I know you said you'd struggle. I said you'd struggle to lift a spoon, but you've won me over. Now, show me you can hold the skillet, and I'll get you started on your first task.
Let's cook naked. It's time to naked fry some bacon.
I see you're holding the skillet the right way around. Good.
Am I, though? Am I? Am I holding the skillet the right way around? The skillet is literally hanging off my hip.
A culinarian lives and dies by his utensils. Get that into your head before you do aught else, or your food'll look like shite and taste worse. Now, let's see what you can do. For starters, I want you to make me maple syrup. You're using your skillet. Recipe's as simple as they come. You only need 2 things: maple sap and a fire shard. Jossie sells sap over at the guild counter. Now, time's a-wasting, so get to work. It don't pay to keep folk waiting in our trade.
Let's go make some maple syrup. Hello, Jossie. Maple sap? Logs. Crafting log. Maple syrup. Synthesize. 1. Hooray, I did it! Sean5961, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel.
What in the 7 L's are you waiting for? I told you to make me maple syrup, didn't I? The maple syrup's ready, is it? About bloody time. Let's see how it tastes then. Oh, this ain't bad. Flavor's all right. Consistency's nearly there. In short, a damn sight better than a lot of novices manage. As you probably know, maple syrup's one of the most popular sweeteners around, and a key ingredient in all manner of cakes and treats. What you probably didn't know is that boiling the stuff down gets you maple sugar, a different sweetener with different uses. Just goes to show, even the simplest ingredients can have hidden complexities. I said earlier that a culinarian lives and dies by his utensils. Well, that's just the half of it. He also needs to know his ingredients, and that's something that only comes with experience. Keep your nose to the stove and report back when you're ripe for another task.
Hooray! Rasushmo.
Oh, I poured my heart and soul into that grilled dodo. If I ever get my hands on that scoundrel, I'll grind his bones to make my bread. Here it is, my rendition of the criminal. Please deliver it to Godebert at the Coral Tower. He'll know what to do.
Go to Bert. Licensed to Reeve.
Lost and found. So you want to be a marauder. That's a combat ability. 1,000 words. I don't know why I decided to make tonight a side quest night, but I have. And you're along for the ride with me, so welcome.
Da 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 da.
Dun, da, 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 da. That was deeply off key.
You hunt for coin, venturer? How'd you fancy working for the Kraken's Arms, one of the greatest pirating crews in Limsa? If you're interested, take yourself up these here steps to the balcony above and talk to Carvalhain, our captain. Do right by him, and he'll do right by thee.
Greetings, friend, and welcome to the Seventh Sage, purveyors of the finest spices from the East. All of our products are guaranteed, obtained through completely legal means. Oh, you do not seek spices, but employment? Well then, let us speak of how you might be of service to our organization. Our Misery returned from her latest voyage bearing exotic spices never before seen in Eorzea. I have prepared 2 samplers, each of which I would have you deliver to certain individuals. The first is for Grenade, whom you will find at the Coral Tower. The second is for Master Lingsath, the head chef of the Bismarck. And do make sure that the right person gets the right set. Now go and return here once you have accomplished the task.
Back we go. Hi, Lingsath. A new sample from the Seventh Sage. All right, let's have a whiff of it then. It smelled nothing like it afore. The notes as came with it says it's a root what grows on Othard. Last I heard, Othard was under Imperial rule. How the 7 L's did Carvalhan manage to get a hold of this? Any road, I reckon I can cook up something fresh and new with it. Thanks for the delivery, friend.
You're welcome. Okay, this time we're going to the left.
To the left, to the left.
Hello, Grenade.
Welcome to the headquarters of the Yellow Jackets, the keepers of the peace in Limsa Laminsa. Is there aught I can assist you with? A sample of spice, courtesy of the 7th Sage, you say? There is no mistake. This is fire sand, the kind used by the Garleans besides. Quite intriguing. Very well, we will consider placing an order. Oh, you thought that you had brought me spice. I see. You are not familiar with Carvalhanisms. For the sake of convenience, he uses the word spice to refer to literally anything he has procured on the high seas. Lest you worry, the man isn't engaged in any activity that is considered piracy. Far from it. Think of him as a trader, a heavily armed one, who represents Laminsan interests in Eastern lands.
So, a pirate. This is Marauder?
Ho there, adventurer. Curious about the Marauders Guild, are ye? Any axe worth wielding needs 2 hands on the haft and has a blade what can chop clean through a galley's mask. That's the kind of weapon our members train to use with deceptive swiftness and brutal force. If you're of a mind to make the Marauders art your life's work, then our guild welcomes you with open arms. What say you, lad? Keen to join the ranks? No. That's your choice, lad. The axe ain't for everyone. May the navigator guide you on whichever path you decide to set your feet on.
Hello, Godebert. A bilker at the Bismarck, and you have an artist's rendition of the man. What the 7 hells is this supposed to be? It looks more like the prow of a ship than a man's face. Look, we would like nothing more than to bring the offender to justice. It's our duty, after all. However, we will need a little bit more to go on this piece of art. It would be easiest for all involved if Ursushmo were to come here and answer some questions. Please relate to her as much. Ursushmo. Ursushmo.
An alarming number of citizens have gone missing as of late, though I suspect you've already heard the rumors. It is essential that we ascertain their safety. To this end, I have prepared a list based on our reports from our citizens. Would you be so kind as to deliver it to my colleague in Bulwark Hall? Nedelka is her name. My thanks in advance, friend.
All right, back to the 7th Sage.
Whee!
Welcome back. It would seem both samples were rather well received, and this is in no small part due to our affable career. 'Tis unfortunate, but notoriety accumulated over the course of years does not fade overnight. There are many who are hesitant to do business with savage pirates. Yet the old days of piracy have passed, giving way to a new wave of opportunity. My crew and I have decided to embrace this wave. With the Admiral's blessing, we engage in a form of trade with Garlean ships. Everything we do, you may rest assured, is within the law.
Yes. A form of trade where we disable them, board them, and take their things at gunpoint. I like it. The kind of trade I can get behind.
So you've spoken with Godebert. Within the bell, the Yellow Jackets will have that swindling scoundrel locked in a dungeon cell, and then I'll take my filleting knife and... Huh? Godebert wants me to go to the Coral Tower for questioning? But what more information does he want that my drawing doesn't already provide? Isn't a picture supposed to paint 1,000 words?
Okay, where am I? Right there. Lower decks, right behind me. Okay, what have we got to do here? That's Arcanist. We know that because we tried to be one already. Lost and found, a sheepish request.
Wee, wee, wee. Welcome to Limsa Laminsa. If there's aught you would like to know, feel free to... Huh? You've got something for me, you say? A missing persons list? I'm not sure I follow.
Happy Potato 405, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel.
Thanks for bringing the list. I'll be sure to memorize these names. If any of the missing persons reappear, you can count on me to spot them.
Meerkat Ja, also, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel.
Most folk enter the city via the Zephyr Drift, which means they must pass through Bulwark Hall. That's why I'm on constant watch here and undercover so as to keep an eye out for suspicious activity. I've been doing this for so long, I've become a pretty good judge of character. If there's shady characters skulking about, you can rest assured I can pick them out.
Sounds like you're already in the Yellow Jacket's good graces. You are a model adventurer, a paragon among your fellows. Do you think you could do me a favor? You see, I'm supposed to go and fill up all the street lamps with oil so that they'll stay lit through the night. But thanks to this business of missing people, I can't simply up and leave my post. If you could tend to the street lamps in my stead, I'd be eternally grateful. Oh, and when you're finished, please fetch me more oil from Sissapoo in the Fisherman's Guild. We're running low here, and she has care of our stores.
The Bismarck wants fresh lamb, does it? Gods, I could do with a slice myself, fresh off the grill and dripping in its own juices. Sorry, friend. I haven't had a single bite to eat since my shift began. Any road, you can get lamb easily enough by hunting the lambs that graze outside the city. Go through the Zephyr Gate and follow the path east and south for a bit. You'll run into the fluffy and tasty critters before long.
Okay, I don't actually intend to do any of the quests that require me to go outside the city. Oh, that's a lot of streetlights I have to light up. Hop. Hop. Hop.
Street lamp.
There we go. Watch this one be bugged. I'll have to wait for a patch to make this one work. I might one day finish the MSQ. I certainly won't do it on stream, but I might one day finish it. The promise was never that I would finish the MSQ on stream. The promise was that I would stream this game for a month. There we go. Street lamps refilled. And we have almost returned to the Fisherman's Guild. It's like they planned it.
They're doing what? What am I gonna do with that girl? She has the nerve to ask me for work, twaddle and tripe about her savings, only to foist it on the first adventurer that comes along. Being young and pretty does not give you license to shirk responsibility. She'll get her oil all right and a piece of my mind to boot.
All right, how are we doing for this zone? Just fine. What is there to turn in on the upper decks at the aft castle? Aft castle. No, I haven't gone to the Golden Saucer yet. I don't even know where it is. The aft castle. Hello, Nanza.
A new boat for the Fisherman's Guild. I'm afraid now isn't the best time. You see, we have recently taken on a commission for a galleon. This task alone has our hands full. But look, I will see what I can do. The Fisherman's Guild has long been one of our best clients, and I would be loath to disappoint Sisyphus. It may yet take a while, but I shall endeavor to have her boat ready in a timely fashion.
Okay, so now we have actually got some quests to do. Does anybody remember? Okay, so I need to use pill bugs. And then I need to figure out how to catch herrings. Ah, there it is. No, I don't have pill bugs, and I don't know how to get pill bugs, so I'll have to figure that part out. Pill bugs come from Hawker's Alley. Okay. Battlecraft supplies, fieldcraft supplies, presumably. Disciple of the Hand tools. Oh. Fishing is probably Disciple of the Land, isn't it? Oh. That's the dye monger. Am I legitimately just looking for the item seller? Oh, I was at the right vendor? I didn't even see items as an option. Purchase items, there we go. Pill bugs! Okay, back to the Fisherman's Guild. Sure. Let's fish. Anchovy the first. Wait, I wanted a herring. I'm bad at this. Ooh, 2? What does 2 exclamation marks mean? There's a herring. Two just means a bigger fish? Okay. Hey, we leveled up again and found a new fish. Okay, this is clearly not a herring. This is very chill. Fishing for herring, AMA. Hey, another herring. Have I tried any of the new Steam Next Fest demos recently? No, I have not. I didn't even know that was a thing. What are my feelings on mackerel? They are remarkably holy.
Bring me 3 harbor herring, Zayla. This will test both your ability to use pillbugs as bait and your ability to count. There's nothing better than salted harbor herring, save for perhaps fried harbor herring. Or grilled. No, definitely salted.
Wah! You know, in the yesteryears of my youth, I used to use every fish I yanked out to yield a bigger one. A good gamble until the game got gargantuan. I guess I got greedy.
Where did you... Well, sometimes it's best to throw back the big ones.
Good gods, what's a guildmaster got to do to garner a grain of gratitude?
Acting respectable would be a start.
Respectable? I sailed the seas and snared everything that swam in them.
And that would be an accomplishment if by everything that swam in them you meant fish and not lady divers. All you ever brought back were stories about carousing with trollops. But chauvinism is just a red herring. The harbor herring are what's important, namely the lesson of thinking from the perspective of the fish when selecting a bait.
Him dropping into the little dance, so proud of himself, was really funny.
In that regard, I can say you truly have the mind of a fish, so here is a treat.
I think that counts as a horny fell, by the way.
Some of it might seem like gibberish at first, but as you make observations and jot down notes, eventually all of it will be gibberish. Well, take some time to study up, but be careful not to fry your fish brain. You'll need it for your next lesson.
See, gathering 12 seems better. Hey, we leveled up again. Sneak! Tread quietly, enabling you to avoid enemies up to 4 levels above your own. Nice. Fish level 10. Fish level 10. The higher your perception rating, the better chance you have of landing a large-sized fish. Depending on the variety, it may be usable for mooching. The Disciple of the Land action Sneak allows you to conceal yourself from enemies so that you may log, mine, or fish without fear of being attacked. Be mindful, however, that this ability is not effective against enemies with a level significantly higher than your own. Cool beans. Okay, where to now? Good for what ails you is up. All the fish in the sea is over at the Arcanist skill. I promise you, I'm very gradually moving towards doing an MSQ quest again. It's gonna happen eventually. Oh, this is quite the cutscene.
Another daring soul. Come to join our crew, eh? Then let me be the first to welcome you to the Endeavor. Now, this ain't your regular fishing boat. We sail it where we please, holding only the course the wind provides us. Aye, that's the only way we can see the unseen, know the unknown.
Captain Forzigal, if I may.
The Endeavor is the Guild's only ship of this magnitude, and if we, as you say, sail only where the wind pleases to take us, we may not ever return to this port. The Guild may not look favorably upon such liberal use of its property. My apologies for foregoing an introduction. I'm Dristhota. I'm Dristhota, sent from the Fisherman's Guild to oversee this venture. Why am I here when the ship is already has a captain, you ask? Well, as you may already know, members of our trade, Master Wawalago and Captain Forzigal included, seem to have difficulties managing time. I suppose the concept becomes something of an afterthought when one becomes so focused on the water's surface. Regardless, I am here to ensure the ship adheres to its schedule, both by managing its finances and ensuring new crew members board smoothly. The Endeavor shall embark upon any number of predetermined routes, each of which have this port as their final destination. Rest assured, if you fail to join one voyage, the ship shall return before long. The route we travel will be determined by our departure time, and you may speak with me if you wish to know the route before boarding. Pray bear in mind, we must keep to a strict schedule. We cannot take on more crew members after we've begun boarding, and there are no exceptions to this rule, even for captains. Aye, I hear you. We board when the ship, when we board the ship is when we get to the exciting part. Fishing. Here, take these lures. They're certain to attract something worth displaying on your wall, or at the very least worth eating. Uh-huh. Should be enough to last for one voyage at least. If you're looking for other kinds of bait, you can buy it here on the docks or on the ship. Try to switch it up now and then, because if you only use the same bait, you're only going to keep catching the same fish, and that ain't why we do this, is it? And one last thing. Well, Drisk Thota here may be in charge of the particulars on land. Once we're on the ship, it's my word you'll heed. So when I say we're fishing here or we're sailing there, I won't hear no objections. As long as we're clear on that, I believe there will be bounteous fishing for all. And with that, the Endeavor is yours to board. If you wish to enter the ship, or if you would like a more detailed explanation of what it is we do, you only need to ask.
All aboard.
Ocean fishing unlocked.
Potential crew members may register to board the Endeavor in 15-minute intervals occurring every 2 hours Earth time. However, the Endeavor will depart early if the number of crew members reaches 24. Using lures. In addition to bait, there exist several types of man-made lures. Lures are applied to your line in the same manner as bait. Fish can sense the difference between live bait and lures, therefore it may take longer for you to register a bite. On the other hand, lures can be reused multiple times, as well as employed to land prey too large for smaller bait. Being able to choose the right bait or lure for the situation is what separates the amateur from the professional.
Welcome to the Endeavor. Will you be boarding the ship?
47 minutes? Amazing. This is the Top Gun theme. Do it again. All right, now we're going this way. What's your name? Not interesting. I guess I have to go up top. Warbo, what would you like? What can I do for you? Control Y. Oh, fish guide. Neat. That's a lot of friggin' fish. Good lord.
What are you looking at? This is a dance duel. A dance duel. Much more important than anything you got. Much more.
Mow and skate.
You may not be able to scamper up the rigging to the crow's nest, but can you get down? Not for a siren's teat, you great clodhopper.
Begging pardon, Cap, but there ain't no Mikote alive heavier on her feet than a great gluten Rogadin such as yourself.
Oh, well said, Captain. Well retarded, you bloody sunseeker. Or was you a moonkeeper? What other lands they got there? Who cares? Am I right? Who are you, anyway? There was a whole passel of you before, but now there's only one. That's a miser's trick it is. Ugh. Nope, nothing worse than a miser. This horse's son, well, what was a madrigal, admiral? What was his name? He didn't like no drinking or dancing. Bad for corals. Corals? That can't be right. Corals. Of course you're right there, laddie. Should have never doubt myself. Anyways, this madrigal, I'll call him Madrigal Pinchfist, passed decrees like they were farts. He decreed no dancing within a hand's reach of spirits. But no madrigal's smarter than a Salem man. We just stopped reaching with our hands altogether. We inventiated step dancing. That showed Madrigal Pinchfist and his corals. Oh, aye, that's right, fella. Gets me all fired up, too. Makes you think, like, oh, I know. You want to dance? All this time, I thought you was just being churlish, but... No. I insist. Dance first, talk later. That's the way of it. Why, you cagey sea fox. Dance like sailing folk, you do. 'Cause where there was three of you. Or was I just... Never mind, you're practically a brother now. You ask me everything. A cache of Dodo's ale. Carried it off from Fisherman's bottom my very own self, I did. That's too matter of fact. We already drunk all we had aboard. Of course, Donizon's getting paid for it someday. Don't make a difference if he frets a night or two.
Why, you reprobate horse's son. That's the tale of the cask you lugged in? Blackguard! You dare call yourself a bloody executioner, all hugger-mugger about what belongs to who? Dedozen has the cods not to mule about the colors we wear, and you play him for a fool?
I'm sorry, Captain. Wasn't thinking it through. Gots to fix that, I do. Is what they call a coral Phelan.
Adventurer, I beg pardon for my man. I swear, Limlayan mistook him for an oyster and gave him grit for brains when she made him. Since you're already here, how about you square our account with Dedozen? Take this payment to him? We'd be much obliged. You danced with us and all, so I'm trusting the Gil won't inspire any moral failings in you. That's some long keel on the Astalicia, if you take my meaning.
The little Lalafell's like, yeah! Okay, now where am I taking it to? Map. I literally do not see it on the map. Oh! Why is it red? Oh, I can't turn it in as a fisher. Okay, that explains it. Help! I want to get off. Ah! There we go. Just gotta use the door. Hawker's Alley. Oops. Hello, Dodozen.
There you are, and not a moment too soon. Did you find my ale? Huh. Well, that's the price I was to receive, but where did you get it? Oh, from the bloody... from the clients themselves. I see. Yes. There's always some blustery young fellow like that. Hasn't earned his swallows or stars yet, I'd wager. Cods, you say? Captain Moenskate is kind to say so. I'm sure, but I hail from Ulda. We trade with anyone if they've guild to pay. Pirates, princes, they're all the same to me. And if I know these particular pirates, and I do, they'll be wanting another cask soon to drink away this little fracas. Thanks, adventurer.
Okay. That's outside. Wharf rats are also outside, so we can abandon the wharf rats. Okay, abandon. A sheepish request. Abandon. Okay. It's probably pirates. Map. Oh, that's also in Western... Well... People were counting on... Well, they can count on me again later when I come back at a higher level. We are going to Western Lenoskia. Fisherman skill. Go back to fisherman skill. Oh, I suppose I could have just muted them. Well... Rip. Oh no, they don't appear on the map anymore! Wait, hold on. It would help if I was looking at the right map. Oh no, they don't appear on the map anymore! I feel like I may have taken a wrong turn. Oh, the ferry icon on the mini-map. Why would I ever take a vehicle when I can just run? Hello, Skip. Costa del Sol? Ailport.
This ferry is bound for Ailport. Are you riding with us?
Yes. Also, I owe a joke, so let's see if I can find one. This one just made me laugh. Roses are red, violets are smaller. Your Valentine's steak will cost $85. Did you hear about the blowout sale at the Lego store? People were lined up for blocks. Man, that dog mount is hideous. Why are you so horrendously ugly? On a wing and a prayer, a fresh morning breeze makes the pennon snap, and old foot. The sailor is in a mood to yarn. Ahoy, adventurer! My tub sails soon, and I have to have me a little something for the journey. Dusk bats are flying. Think yourself lightsome enough to bring me 5 wings? 4 won't do, and 6 is no good, mind you. Welcome. You are to keep any surfeits, so long as you know what to do with them. You'll bring me the wings? Oh, you're a live meat. Do I care about that quest line? Probably not.
Well met, traveler. Might I interest you in a chocobo porter? Oh, do not tell me this is your first visit to this stop. I shall update my register with your name so that you may access this location in the future.
Lick the crystal. Scribbled. You look like an adventurer who gets around. Mayhaps you have noticed the squirrels and jackals at each other's throats of late. I've never seen anything quite like it, and the bloodshed only worsens by the day. If this continues, I dare say that one of these groups will wipe out the other before long. Now, it bears mentioning that this species of squirrel isn't native to Vilbrand. By rights, they shouldn't even be here. Nay, I believe they were smuggled. I know of a merchant who may have a hand in these dealings. Her name's Zerkontai, and after some probing, I've come to believe she's somehow involved. I would question her myself, but she is like to flee at the first sight of yellow. That's where you come in. I need you to speak with her and learn all you can. Take a look around, she's bound to be nearby.
Oh, what's this? Oh, so they've sent you to do their dirty work. Well, you'll never take me alive. Never!
A thuggish sellsword. This is our first combat of the night, incidentally.
Please don't hurt me. I didn't do nothing wrong. I smuggled in the squirrels for breeding like he asked. But that's it. I ain't the one sending the jackals into a frenzy, I swear. Huh? The Yellow Jacket sent you, not pirates? Why the hells didn't you say so earlier? Oh, well, you've caught me. I'm behind the corals in Ailport.
Oh, God.
I smuggled him in, but the pirates took him before I could finish the job. Suppose they didn't want to wait for the breeding, but the buggers let him escape. Now they have jackals on the loose trying to get rid of the corals and clean their mess. I'm a victim as well, you know. Aye, they paid good coin for the animals, but now they got folk chasing after me, wanting to cover their tracks, I'm sure. You hurry and tell those Yellow Jackets I ain't to blame, you hear?
Whoops. Well, that was a waste of a sprint. Listen, I'll get out of AoE once it matters. But it doesn't matter. Ah, you're back. What can you tell me of Rakontai's dealings? She claims to be a victim as well? Humph! It was her greed that brought the Quirrells to Vilbrand, and she is sorely mistaken to think the Yellow Jackets will turn a blind eye. Mark my words, she will be held accountable. At any rate, we now know why the Quirrells and Jackals are trying to tear each other to threads. The pirates have been quite careful not to leave any clues, but we've managed to capture Rakontai's assailants. They're being questioned as we speak, and it won't be long before we track down the pirates. Don't worry, friend, the Yellow Jackets will see them brought to justice. In the meantime, there's still the matter of Rakontai and the beasts running amok in the fields. I shudder to think what may happen should the jackals and Quirrells continue fighting for much longer. I have a plan, but your assistance is essential to its success. Let me know when you are ready to begin. Man's best friend, Wolf Pup. Skillbird is ready to set his plans into motion.
Rokantai has admitted to breeding jackals for pirates, but I fear she may be concealing more to be smuggled elsewhere. I bid you speak with her once more to prove my suspicions true. If she wishes to play the role of victim, perhaps this time she will be more forthcoming with information. Tell her that although we cannot grant her impunity, her cooperation will ensure a lighter sentencing.
Oh, and a Quirrell kitten.
Now then, we need to do something about the Quirrells running wild in Vilbrand. Jackals have greatly reduced their numbers, but the presence of Quirrells will upset the balance of predation in Aleport. Given time, they will establish a breeding population and perhaps even prey upon more than just animals. A large number of merchants, sailors, and travelers pass through Aleport daily, meaning a great many people will be at risk unless we stop the Quirrells here and now. As much as it pains me to say this, they must be done away with. I like this no more than you, but we Yellow Jackets must put the safety of the people above all else. Reports indicate that Quirrells were last sighted somewhere in the Skull Valley. When you are ready, pray, seek them out and do what needs to be done.
The Yellow Jackets want to know if I'm hiding more jackals. Fine, I'll come clean if it means preserving my liberty. All the jackals are long gone, but there's a wolf pup I was looking after not too far from here. Jackals are easy to come by in Aleport. But wolves? You can be sure folk will pay good money for 'em. With the Yellow Jackets breathing down my neck of late, though, I haven't had time to care for him. The poor thing's probably too weak from hunger to move. I'll tell you where I hid him, but if you want to take him, best move now. What with the Quirrells running wild, killing the pirates and jackals and all. Pirates, jackals, and all. It won't be long before they start snooping about for more animals to train. I have to warn you, though. He may be a pup, but he'll likely make a meal of anyone that gets close to him. Try winning over his stomach with this here succulent bone. If that ain't enough, try rubbing his belly to soothe him. You can bet he'll be following you everywhere. I left the critter in Quarterstone. Hurry before the pirates find him.
Tup, 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 tup. So there was clearly a quest up here somewhere. Snero! Hello, Snero. Private Snero needs your help in defense of Aleport. Hark! Enemy in the sky!
Hark! Enemy in the sky! Pull yourself together, Private. You've been trained for this. Even if the only action you've ever seen has been street fights, tavern brawls, and fisticuffs over who cheated at checkers. First things first, I must ready the cannon! Now, to walk myself through the steps. Right. Make certain you are with succor, for arming a cannon is no swift matter. So far, so good. I'll just get Camille and... Camille! That girl! Always nowhere to be found when she's needed. Fine. Sarge always said improvise. You, over there, adventurer! Limsa Laminsa has need of your service. Slow down the enemy while I arm the cannon. All ready by something. I'm paying attention.
I'll ready my something. All right, Puck Hatchling. You're going down. Okay. Oh, I've run out my bonus XP. Alas. That's why I was leveling those skills so quickly. Just using all my rested XP on those. Oops. I'm very smart. Man's best friend. Oh yeah, a lightning elemental, hey? A fat dodo. That's not a very nice thing to say. Okay, now where do I find the puppy? Give the succulent bone to the starved puppy. But to do that, I have to find the starved puppy. Oh, there it is. Hey, buddy. Yep, yep, yep. Yay. Yay. Did the description of that bone say it came from a Lalafell? I didn't notice. Oh no. What was it? Succulent bone? What it says what it says in the description, a delectable canine treat that was not made using a plump Lalafell. So, obviously it's fine.
You must be the adventurer of whom Yellow Jacket sent word. I hear you were to brave the depths of the Satasha Sea Grot. The occupants of those caves are rumored to be as numerous as they are bloodthirsty. No matter what the epic tales would have you believe, strolling into such a den of savagery alone would be the height of foolishness. No, you shall need companions, and you shall need the training we here at the Hall of the Novice can provide. I strongly suggest that you study the fundamentals of group combat before continuing your mission. The smith here oversees the training schedules. Speak with him and you can register for exercises tailored to your particular field of expertise. When you have mastered when you have mastered all that our masters have to teach, then it will be time to head north once more. Report to the Yellow Jacket Scout at the mouth of the Satasha Sea Grot, and he will furnish you with details of your duty.
We'll come back to that. That's where we can start tomorrow. Oh, a baby coral. Let's kill it. Yeah, that last attack did 69 damage.
Mew, mew. Mew, mew.
The baby coral looks at you affectionately. Be gone, baby coral. That's one dusk bat down. A Rothlet pelican. Oh no. Alright, it's just a little airborne. It's still good. It's still good. I need more bats. There's a bat. Now to run headlong into battle. That should be all of our bat wings. Now we can go back to town. You just got a quest called Only You Can Prevent Forest Ire. That's a really, really good quest name.
I heard from Kantai you went looking for the starved pup in Quarterstone. Did you have any luck? Ah, so this is the pup Rakantai has been hiding. Well done. She was here not long ago, as a matter of fact. It seems she is willing to cooperate with the authorities and help set things right. But that's not all, friend. While you were searching for this pup, a group of pirates related to the investigation was taken into custody. We couldn't have done it without your help. The ringleader has yet to be found, but perhaps now Aleport can enjoy a moment of respite. All that remains is what to do with this pup. He seems to have taken a liking to you. Perhaps it would be best if you looked after him.
Yes, I will.
There's simply no room for him at headquarters, and letting him wander about on his own is out of the question. I realize how sudden this is, but please, give him a good home.
Hell yeah.
I see, so this baby Quirrell is all that remains. It's truly a shame it came to this. Most of the jackals died fighting against the Quirrells, but it would seem you slew those pirates' last litter while saving this one. Let us at least take solace in knowing the bloodshed has ended. There is a bit of good news to be had, however. I received word not long ago that a group of pirates related to our investigation was taken into custody. To investigate such carnage without scruple, the true animals in this case, have been placed behind bars. With any luck, their leader and remaining members will join them shortly. But what to do with the baby Quirrell? He seems quite fond of you, almost as if you were his father. The Yellow Jackets are not fit to care for a Quirrell, especially when full grown, but we cannot simply release him back into the wilds. I suppose there's only one option. Friend, I leave this baby Quirrell in your capable hands. I'm sure you will do what's best for him.
By yeeting him like a football into the sea, yes. Now I have to remember how to summon... Character. Minion guide. Be gone, airship. Hello, puppy. Hey, little guy. Listen, yeeting the Quirrell into the sea is the most humane form of euthanasia available to us. I'm not being evil. Ready to fire. I keep my promises, adventurer, and you keep your skills well honed, I see. A moment, I just received a dispatch. What, they weren't attacking Aleport? Well, that's... What, we're not important enough? They were just babies. Well, you'd have to be duller than a box of hair to fly at a cannon position, times being what they are. I suppose all was well that ends well, but I must admit I was looking forward to putting my training to real use. I didn't join the Maelstrom to break up brawls, you know. And now I shall have to clean the cannon. Well, I made a right mess of things the other day. Commander Falk Breda said she'd dock my pay if I pulled something like that again. At least I didn't get tossed in the brig like Kamel. I've been very cherry since. You can be certain of that. I've little enough coin as it is to pay the purse in the pay purse to slake my thirst with. But this time, there's a real attack on Aleport, and off I go to arm the cannon.
Save Ailport from those bloodbaths on 4 legs, and we'll see what the commander has to say about my pay then. Adventurer, for Ailport and glory, slow down the horde. I'm certain to be ready by the time you slaughter 5.
Why does the cat girl want to fire the cannon so badly? Wouldn't you?
Ahoy there. Keep your voice down. Nobody's business but ours, isn't it? You got what I asked for?
What are you planning to do with these bat wings precisely?
Them's the ones. That's a job as I've seen. Know your way around a battle, eh? Well, that's just fine. Thank you. Why? Sailors can be a superstitious lot, you know. Some of the crew might look at me odd-like for carrying bat parts. When the wind's done died and the water casks are dry, it's odd one day, overboard the next. What? No superstition about that. The Dusker's been my luck since I was a boy. Survived more than 2 weeks once on 3 bats I caught, trapped at the top of an abandoned watchtower. Even ate a wing off one before I made up my mind to climb down the wall. This journey, we'll be sailing past the Isles of Umbra, and I can feel the sea honing those reefs. The lights at Pharaoh Sirius burn dim since the calamity, and I've always found it a mite too much like that old watchtower for comfort. I ain't been that affrighted boy for a long time. Ill-used, starved, and more than half mad, inching down that sandstone wall on handholds no bigger than a fingertip. But I'll have me 5 bat wings on every journey just the same as that boy had.
Ooh. The bashful air ill-suits a Rogaden, but Aldfote has it nevertheless, wearing the sheepishness like an incommodious singlet.
Ahoy, Uzela. It clean slipped my mind the last time, but I've another thing to ask of you. My bearings are lively on the water, but on land, well, I'm what you landlubbers call at sea. Got a letter that needs delivering, and you're the man for it. I went ashore on some rock on the voyage in, and a faded petticoat comes up to me. Says she got a daughter in Camp Skull Valley, which she hadn't seen in years. Had tears in her eyes. Pretty eyes, too, for a woman past her childhood years. She must have been a real beauty in her day. Anyways, had a soft spot for tawny eyes, mayhap because the sea is a green-eyed virago, and the skies, her sisters, have eyes blue and red, gray and black. Well, this daughter of hers goes by Wiltswiz. You'll take the letter to her?
All right. Guess what time it is, everybody? It's that time of night where it's time to log out of the game and come back tomorrow. So, thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you to everybody who subscribes, everybody who follows, everybody who cheers, everybody who chats, and everybody who hangs out and lurks. It's a Change the Thrill stream for you, and I hope you have so much fun watching as I do playing. I'll be back tomorrow, same Matt time, same Matt channel here on twitch.tv/Wiggins, playing more Final Fantasy XIV at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Until then, you can, of course, follow me on Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at Wiggins_TV. And if you subscribe, you can join the Discord by making sure your Twitch account and Discord account are linked in Discord's backend, where my server will appear to you as if by magic among your linked servers. So that's it. That's all. Let's have a quick look and see who's online that I can throw to. And then maybe we sign out for the night. Oh, right. It's Saturday, of course. So we're going to raid Kathleen. So everybody hop aboard this raid train, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Until then, so long. Have a great night. And goodbye.